Coming up next on Columbus Connection, we are going to do a series with the Homeless Resource Network to let you know what they do and how you can help. So part 1 is on its way. Welcome to Columbus Connections. I am your host, David Britt, and we're doing something special right now. We're going to give you a series, a few brief episodes with the Homeless Resource Network to let you know how you can get involved and what they're doing to help with the homeless population in Columbus. When you think the homeless population, you may think, somebody needs to do something. These are the people that are doing it. But it goes so much deeper than that. When you're talking homelessness, you're talking trauma, you're talking mental issues, you're talking the need for them to feel to protect themselves, you're talking how do they get out of being homeless, and that is what this organization does. With me is Miss Liz Dillard, who you've seen before on the show. Welcome back.
Thank you so
Happy
much.
New Year.
Happy New Year, yes.
Now,
happy to be here.
you've cut your hair since
Yes, I sure
yeah,
have. And I got new
good.
glasses too.
Yeah, okay.
Bifocals.
Yeah, looks good on you.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah,
You're
great
kind.
to have you back.
Oh, I appreciate that.
So for those that may have missed the first show, tell us a little bit about what the Homeless Resource Network does in Columbus.
Well, we do a lot. We try to make sure that people have the information that they need and the services, and they get connected so that they can end their homelessness. So we do a street beat. It's a pocket-sized guide to emergency services that we update quarterly. So different agencies, churches, people can have it with them and help educate others, because it's overwhelming. What do I do when I experience homelessness? People can come into our office. We have a partnership with Metra Public Transportation. So someone who's experiencing homelessness can ride our local transportation, get connected to services, get employment, find their housing, take care of business. We help people with identification. Identification has become very complicated. Almost everywhere you have to have a state-issued ID to get a birth certificate, the certified copy, and you have to have the certified copy of your birth certificate to get a state ID. So we help people manage that process, and it can be very confusing and time-consuming. So we help with that. And then we have partnerships who come on. The Veterans Administration comes to our office. New Horizons Mental Health Services comes to our office. So people have an opportunity to engage with other agencies and just see what's there. And then, of course, one of the things we see is that a lot of people we work with are working, but they're working minimum wage jobs or part-time jobs, and it's really hard to reestablish your housing. So we help people with the financial resources that they need, assistance with the deposit, the first month's rent, utility deposits, and sometimes it's also utility arrears. Maybe when they got evicted, they left that bill hanging because they didn't have the resources to do it. And so we help people get back into housing so they don't have to be in a homeless shelter for as long as it would take to save up those funds.
Gotcha. And this is what I like about what you guys do. When we see stuff on the news and everybody seems to have the answer or what, and the issues are always so much deeper than what you see. They're always so complex. And you guys, like just getting an ID, you wouldn't think, okay, you have to have your birth certificate, and if someone is homeless, that may not be readily accessible.
Right.
So how do you get out of this if you have to have that ID?
Right,
So
and for
you
women, if we get married, divorced, we have to show our name changes.
Right.
And we have to have a copy of our social security card or evidence of what our ID, it's very complicated. And then there's fees associated with each document you must have.
Right. So tell me what we're going to be doing on February the 8th.
Well, we're real excited. We have a partnership with Georgia State University, and they're offering a free training, and we're helping facilitate that to make sure that there's a place and that we can have some ongoing training. So there's a Trauma 101 and then a Brain 101, so we can learn something about trauma. All of us experience trauma. We've all been through something, but the experience of homelessness is another trauma. Most of the people we serve have had multiple traumas in their life, often when they were quite small, so as a child. And the training really helps to learn how to recognize signs of trauma, how to help people through trauma, and then we're going to follow up with how do we help build resiliency in the future. So we're real excited about this training. It is a small class so that we can really do the one-on-one work and working together as a team, so everyone feels like, oh, I'm so glad I went to this class, I learned so much. But they'll need to register, and they can email, probably would be the easiest, to email me and I can send them the link to register for the class. And we're real excited that this is the opportunity. We did one a few months, well, I guess it's been a little bit longer than that, a few months ago. Great response, so helpful. Everyone who just learned so much and saw all the ways that this fits into our personal lives, into our work lives, you know, just that we can have a little more kindness with one another.
Yeah. And it's open to the public.
Yes, it's open to the public and it's also free. But free means that you register, you make sure that you show up. We don't want anyone to have an empty seat. So because it is a small class, it's very limited. So, you know, if for some reason you can't come, please let us know and we'll make sure we get someone on the waiting list into that seat.
And it's great that even though this is being done through the Homeless Resource Network, trauma is something, it doesn't care about your socioeconomic status, or trauma is something that we all can learn to deal with better and identify even within ourselves.
Oh, absolutely. And to just have a little more patience with one another. And especially I think when we see children in trauma, to be consistent, to be reliable, to you know, to just be there for people in whatever, you know, maybe it's for our niece, it's our nephew, you know, another friend or someone we know from church just going through something. To be there for people, I think, makes us all stronger and healthier, and that's what we're looking for.
So tell me again, where is it located?
Well, the trainings are going to be, once you register, you'll find out about it. You'll find out, but they're all in Columbus. And then, and it's, ideally you would do the full day training. So the first class is about trauma, it's the 101 of trauma, and the second class is about the brain. So we learn a little bit, something for those of us who are not physicians. We would learn a little bit more about how the brain works.
And how do people go about registering?
The easiest way will be to email me, and I'm Liz, L-I-Z, at homelessresourcenetwork.org. I'm sorry, it's the whole thing, homelessresourcenetwork.org, and then I can send the link.
Again, make sure you register. Liz, he said Liz at homelessresourcenetwork.org. A great class from a great organization that is doing great things. Make sure you take care of that, visit that, go by, show them how we appreciate what they do, and we'll be giving you a whole lot more stuff coming later on about what the Homeless Resource Network is doing in Columbus and the surrounding area. Thanks for watching. This is Columbus Connections.